What's up, you guys? So we recently spent 3 weeks in Croatia and had a lot of people message me on Instagram asking me what was our itinerary, what were the names of the places we went to, things we did. So I wanted to put this video together. Hopefully it'll help you guys out if you're planning on going to Croatia in the near future. Okay, so first off, I wanted to mention that the places that we normally choose to go visit aren't like museums. We're more so like adventure travelers. So Tanya and I will go to these places that offer more adventurous things to do, places that you could go create content yourself, whether it be for Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. First off, we'll start with Split. This beautiful coastal town is known for its Greek and Roman influence. There's so much to do in Split that you should probably spend 5 or 6 days there. The focal point of the city is the Diocletian Palace. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was built 300 AD for the Roman Emperor Diocletian. Later, the place was converted into living quarters, shops, and cafes. It's a great place to go have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to get some shopping done. And you can also book a lot of your tours straight from one of the tour guides inside the town. So one of the most popular tours is the 5 Island Tour, which will cost you about 800 kuna, which is 130 USD per person. We booked ours with Get Your Guide. This boat tour is actually a full day tour too. You'll spend about like 8 or 9 hours on the tour. It takes an hour and a half just to get to the first island. The tour will start off at the famous Blue Cave on the island of Bisevo. It's definitely a must-see. You'll go in this little boat and everyone will have to duck, and you'll go through a small entryway into the rock that was actually blown out by dynamite. And when you get inside, you'll see this stellar blue cave that is just lit up by natural light bouncing off of the white sand below. Second, you'll head to the fishing village of Vis. It's a beautiful little town with crystal clear water and also a place where you can grab something to eat or drink. It was also the set of the movie Mamma Mia, which they actually faked like they were in Greece, but did it in Croatia because it was a lot cheaper. From there, you'll head to the Staniva Cove, which was voted best beach in Europe a couple years ago. It was definitely a super cool cove, and I almost lost the drone while I was flying there. After spending some time at Staniva Cove, you'll head to Budikovac Island. On the way there, you'll take a quick stop at the Green Caves. Budikovac Island is home to the famous Blue Lagoon. The captain of the boat said, I seen you flying the drone and I'd recommend you not fly here because the island is privately owned, and the guy has actually shot down 2 drones before with his shotgun. So the owner also lets these donkeys walk around the property, and we were kind of warned that the donkeys aren't the friendliest. I've actually been known to like attack some people's pet. And when we were over there kind of checking them out, one of the donkeys actually walked by a girl, kicked her from behind. So definitely watch out for the donkeys if you're on the island. After leaving Budikovac Island, you'll head to Var, which is one of our favorite places in Croatia. You'll spend about an hour and a half there, and they'll give you time to eat lunch or grab some drinks or jump in the water. We ate at the restaurant Mizarola, which actually ended up being one of our favorite restaurants in Croatia. This next location is one of the nicest places I've ever been to in my life. I would probably say it was beyond beautiful. You're gonna have to rent a car and take about a 2-hour drive to get to this place, but it'll definitely be worth your time. The source of the river Satina is in a little farming town. The water is super cold, so if you're planning on jumping in, we were there in May and it was definitely like melted snow. It's gotta be warm like Hawaii. Are you doubting yourself, Tanj? The plan is to get Tanya in the middle of the pond for at least a couple minutes floating on her back so we can get the most banger freaking drone shot ever. Next up on the list is Krka National Park. This place is like a mini Plitvice, so if you don't have time to go there, then you can't miss Krka. The whole park can be explored in 2 hours time. Ended up booking a guide because we figured it was fairly priced and had a lot to offer. Your tour guide will spend some time giving you a little background of the place and what life was like for the people who lived there in the past. Similar to Plitvice, the park is filled with cascading waterfalls. Unfortunately, drones are not allowed inside the park because it is a national park. The park is filled with wildlife, everything from fish, birds, ducks, and even huge swans. After touring the park for 2 to 3 hours, you'll head downriver on a boat to the port of Skradin. At the port, you'll be able to eat lunch and even take part in an optional wine tasting. And I must say, the wine was really good. Next up on the list is Hvar. This was our favorite town in Croatia. It's beautiful, strategically located, and known for its history and nightlife. Hands down, the best thing to do when you're in Hvar is to visit the Elephati Islands. You'll want to spend a full day touring these islands, and you can either book a group tour or rent a little boat and be the captain yourself. The owner was very helpful and even provided us with a map of the islands and his cell phone number in case something were to happen to us. It doesn't take much skill, just a little common sense and understanding of how a boat works. The price is only 400 kuna, which is around 64 USD, and that's with gas included. The whole day comes out to less than 10 bucks an hour. If you're planning on island hopping, I definitely recommend checking the weather before, making sure that it will be light winds and sunny for the day you plan on going out. If the winds are strong, the sea will definitely be rough for the little boat. The islands offshore are beautiful, and there's numerous bays, beaches, and even beach bars and restaurants for you to visit. I hope you like seafood because Croatia is known for their grilled sea bass and mackerel. We decided to have lunch on one of the islands, and the owner of the beach bar cooked us up a sea bass with a side of Greek salad. I definitely recommend you spend a full day exploring the different bays. This ended up being one of the best days of our whole entire trip. How was this thing, Tanj?
Like, actually amazing.
Look at the water at this thing. It's got like white sand.
This is like some of the clearest water I've ever seen in my life.
The following day, rent a scooter and head to the abandoned village of Grable. Got the shield on over the sunnies. We're doing it, headed for the village. The people that used to live here were winemakers and olive growers until the 1960s a disease came through which wiped out all their crops, and people were forced to move to the coastal village of Milna in search of food and fishing opportunities. There's actually one family that still lives there. They have a swimming pool even, and they own a restaurant called Stori Koman. I honestly would be afraid to spend the night there in the little town. Definitely felt like it had some heavy vibes. We spent about an hour climbing through windows exploring the abandoned buildings. We did come across a room that had a bed hanging from the ceiling, and I must say that I was definitely kind of spooked out at that point.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, dude.
What the
I don't know how I feel about this.
While we were exploring the village, we actually came across an olive press that was used for making olive oil. If you're gonna do this without a tour guide like we did, definitely be careful walking around because there's a lot of buildings that are like have floors that are about to collapse and roofs collapsing. It can be dangerous walking around inside of some of the houses, so just be careful while you explore the place. When you're done with Grable, head down to the Milna beach. This is the coastal village that people who fled Grable went to start a new life.
But check out the water. The water is like crystal clear.
We jumped in the crystal clear water and also had lunch with an amazing view. After eating lunch, we jumped on a scooter and went to Girosh Beach. This place was incredible for taking photos. Unfortunately, the landowner declared it a no drone zone, so I didn't want to fly there. For our last stop of the day, we headed to Dubrovnik Beach, and you have to park your car up at the top of this cliff, and it takes about 20 minutes to walk down to the actual beach below. But this beach is like a hidden gem, and it has these huge mountains in the background towering over the beach and this little house that's on the waterfront. If you just want to hang around Hvar for the day and do something a little bit more chill, head over to the Amphora Grand Beach Resort. This place is normally $250 a night to stay at, and they have an incredible pool and slide. However, if you cannot afford to stay there, you can actually eat lunch over there and use all their amenities. No trip to Hvar would be complete without watching a sunset from the Venetian Fort that overlooks the town. Construction of the fortress began in 1282 to protect the townspeople from the pirates who had been rampaging through the Adriatic Sea. At one point in the 14th century, Spanish engineers participated in the project, which is how the fort acquired its nickname Spaniola. The Venetians finished building the fort in 1551, and 20 years later, when the Turks attacked the town of Var, the entire population took shelter within the fort's walls as the town was plundered and set on fire. It only cost you 30 kuna if you decide to enter the fortress walls, and I highly recommend it because it has an amazing view of the whole town of Var. There's even a little place called Cafe Loco at the top where you can choose to have drinks and some appetizers. Dubrovnik, also known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, is the most visited destination in Croatia. This popular city is located in southern Croatia. It was also made famous by the TV show Game of Thrones. While you're there, you can visit King's Landing and the Red Keep Fortress. We were able to get awesome Airbnb over there for only $40 a night, and you could actually see King's Landing and the Red Keep Fortress from our window. The historic fortress walls run along the shoreline and in the past served to protect the city from invaders. Keep in mind that Dubrovnik has a lot of stairs, so if you have knee problems or something like that, it might not be the best place for you to stay.
Got dinner with a view.
If you're looking for a cool place to eat, Dubrovka 1836 is a fantastic place to eat with great views of the fortress. The restaurant was actually founded in 1836. It ended up being our favorite place to eat over there. Touring around inside the old city walls was an awesome experience.
Once you enter the walls over here, it's just filled with restaurants, little market shops, souvenir shops. You can exchange money in here. You can pretty much do it all. It's pretty much the heart of Dubrovnik is focused inside of these walls.
In Dubrovnik, you'll be able to do a number of things, including walking tours, museum tours, Game of Thrones tours. However, we decided to book a tour to the Elephati Islands, which is 3 islands located offshore of Dubrovnik. This full day tour will only cost you 45 USD, and it comes with free lunch and unlimited Croatian wine. Visiting the 3 different islands was beautiful and there was barely anyone there. I'd have to say our favorite ones were Lepud and Koloset. If you're looking for a place to get a cool photo, visit the Excelsior Hotel. They have a saltwater pool right in front of the hotel, and if you have a drone, you'll definitely be able to get a bunch of cool shots. Last but not least is the world famous Plitvice National Park. Now this was one of the main reasons I even wanted to come to Croatia, was because I had this place on my bucket list for years now. Plitvice is a bit of a mission to get to from places like Split or Dubrovnik, but it's definitely worth the visit. The national park is made up of hundreds of waterfalls and cascading lakes with beautiful turquoise blue water. Many people do this as a day trip, however, I'd recommend staying in the area as you need 2 full days to see the whole park. If you happen to only be there for 1 day, I would definitely recommend visiting the lower falls and maybe like the first quarter of the upper falls. To get the full Plitvice experience, I recommend renting a car, driving up there, and staying 2 nights over there in Plitvice so that you can explore the upper falls one day and the lower falls the next day.
Little room tour, quick little room tour. $60 a night. Nothing too fancy, but nice and clean. Got everything you need. Best thing about this spot is we're only like a 5-minute drive away from Plitvice, so that's why we booked it here. That's why it was a little bit more pricey. I've actually heard that you can stay inside of Plitvice, which then you can like start walking around the park before people even get in there, because people who aren't staying in there have to wait until 8 a.m. to like buy their tickets and stuff. But super cool property. Let's see what we do. Check out this. Here's a nice map of the park. You can see entrance 2. We did all of this yesterday, and then today we parked here and we went down, did all of this area, back up here, caught this boat, and now we're gonna catch a bus back to the parking lot.
And there you have it, our video itinerary for Croatia. Overall, we had an amazing time. Not only was the country beautiful, but the people were really friendly and we felt super safe the whole entire time we were there. If you found this video helpful, drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Definitely put a lot of time into making this video. We also have some awesome trips coming up. We're going to Guatemala, Costa Rica, Colombia, and Panama in about 2 weeks from now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below and I'll definitely get back to you. Thanks for watching and safe travels.